The jewel in the crown of our little group of products is something called Raptor. And Raptor was first introduced by Micromix to the old Amenity Technology Company about 10 years ago. And very few people actually truly appreciate what Raptor is or what it's capable of doing. But those who do know that if they use it and use it on a regular basis, their fungicide bill does not go down. What is Raptor? It's a combination of thiosulphates and phosphites. It's patented, it's fairly unique. It also contains humic and fulvic acids, it's got amino acids in there, and it has a relatively low application rate, 2 to 2.5 litres a hectare. When we use it, we have used it on grass that has been struggling, and it was originally introduced to help resows establish, because it is very good at controlling those damping off diseases of seedlings. But what it actually does is to improve rooting quite dramatically. Some of the materials in there will push the grass roots down, and we saw where people had punched holes through black layer and then put Raptor on, we saw the roots of the grass going down through the holes that we created before they could close up much more effectively than when we hadn't used Raptor. Raptor doesn't cure black layer, but it certainly improves the recovery from it. The other area, interestingly, that we've seen some really interesting results with Raptor is where people have got patches that have bronzed out due to a concentration of soil-borne eelworm. Lots of them, whether they're spiral or whatever odd shape they happen to be this week. Eelworm have been around since before dinosaurs. Grass has evolved to tolerate free-living nematode eelworms. What's happened recently is that we're growing grass on sand rather than on a fully formed soil. And when you're growing it on sand, it's a little bit compromised on the nutritional availability, because it's down to you and what you put on, when you put it on. But even there, if the nematodes happen to appear in a bigger concentration, they graze on the roots of that grass. And if that grass hasn't got a good, established, fully formed root structure right from the start, then the nematodes will start to dominate, and you start to see patches where it isn't that there is a hugely high population of nematodes, it is that the grass is not tolerating the natural grazing of the nematodes. One way of helping with that, or helping to ameliorate that, is to use Raptor early in the season. And we've seen patches where Raptor has been sprayed across an area that nematodes were attacking. You've got a bronzed out area the size of a motor car, and Raptor was sprayed across half of it for a completely different reason, and all of a sudden that half is capable of generating the roots that will tolerate the nematodes. So before you reach for expensive treatments, have a look at Raptor. The other properties of Raptor are in enhancing root development, which it does in a way that I've rarely seen other materials even come close. What does that mean? Well, where Raptor was used following a black layer treatment, holes had been punched through the black layer, Raptor was sprayed onto the grass, and the roots developed so quickly that they found their way through the holes in the black layer before they could close up in a more effective way than anybody had seen before. The other area where Raptor is of major benefit is that it was originally developed as a treatment for seedling grasses during the establishment phase to improve rooting, which it does remarkably well. It improves health, rooting, survival, brilliant. But where we have patches of nematode damage, very often that nematode damage is not down to the fact that there's just a massive population of nematodes. Nematodes have been around since before the dinosaurs, and grass evolved to tolerate nematodes. Very often we're seeing bronzed patches, nematode damage, because the grass didn't have enough root structure in the first place to tolerate the nematode grazing. If you use Raptor, you will see a vastly improved root structure. I like to take a core off a green that produces a nice 12 bore 3.5 inch cartridge of compact root. If we get less than that, I want to put Raptor on, and very quickly, over a period of very few weeks, you will see that that shotgun cartridge of root, when we core it, gets bigger and bigger. What does that mean? Better use of moisture, healthier plant, better growth, better result all round from all the other materials that you're going to invest in your golf course.